What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters, and welcome to Live to Metal. It's time for another edition of What's Spinning. This is going to be all vinyl edition, just stuff I've been spinning in my office, music room, whatever you want to call it. And going to start off just getting right into this because it's just quite a few records, and I don't want this to be an hour video. This is actually a VCLT or trade, whatever you want to look at it, from my good friend Posse. Posse from the, I can't pronounce his last name, so we're just going to keep it at Posse. Well, I'll put a link below to his channel. He's got a fantastic, vinyl community channel on YouTube. If you don't know already who he is, he's been around for a long, long time. But anyhow, he found a copy of this, said, hey, this is one of the ones you're looking for. I said, absolutely. So he grabbed it for me, and without even knowing if I had anything to trade, and figured we'd work out a trade later, and sure enough, we have since worked out a trade. So, second album from Dangerous Toys, sleazy, Texas, heavy metal, hard rock, whatever you want to call it. Saw these guys on their very first tour in a small club in Albuquerque. Been a fan ever since. Of course, Jason McMaster is the vocalist who sang with Watchtower before this and went on to sing with Broken Teeth, I believe it was. Yeah. And they released one other album after this one. The artist formed two other albums after this. Pissed, which they also showed on vinyl not too long ago, and the artist formerly known as Dangerous Toys, which I've never seen on vinyl. But this is an original pressing. Let's see, this is a European pressing on Columbia. I show you the centering and stuff, but it's actually on the turntable because I was just listening to it. It does have the original sleeve, which is in brilliant mint condition. You can't even, there's no tears, barely any wrinkle. Lyrics with the crazy clown in the background. So, great album. I love all four Dangerous Toys albums. I also have a live album out that I have, and wish they would, get back together and record again because I really like the band. So, excuse my nose and stuffiness, but allergies. Canadian thrash metal from this is their first vinyl record that I know of. 2005, I believe it was. 2006, it was close. And just raw guttural thrash metal. I mean, they have the the riffs that like some of the California bands from the 80s had, and the late 80s, but they have more of a raw sound, especially in the vocal tech. It's not death metal. It's not that raw. But it's, I would say, more like Celtic Frost kind of raw, or maybe even Venom kind of raw in the vocal delivery. But it's a little more aggressive than either one of those bands as well. So I love Rammer. I've been trying to find all their stuff, which has been a little easier than I thought it would be because a lot of their stuff is out of print, hard to find. And unfortunately, they are no longer together. So I think this is the third or fourth album I've shown from Rammer this year alone. So very cool, very good album. If you could find a copy, grab it. I actually got this copy for $7, which is a steal. It is a full-length album. Rammer from Canada. This one I bought as a new release. Obviously, it's still the same year, 2018. But just, I played it a few times when it first came out. Put it behind me with other records that I hadn't filed away yet. I was digging through looking for this. I was digging through looking for something to listen to. And I said, oh, I haven't heard it in a while. So I pulled it out and gave it a fresh spin while I was working the other day. And man, this thing sounded great. I love the guitar, dual guitar sounds, inspired by the likes of Maiden and Thin Lizzy. You really hear some Maiden in here. But it doesn't sound like a Maiden clone at all. I mean, White Wizard sounds like White Wizard. We get back the original vocalist, Wyatt Anderson, again, so that's very cool. Yeah, it's a great album. Two record sets. Let's see what it says on the little hype sticker. 61 epic minutes of classic heavy metal featuring the current vocalist Wyatt Screaming Demon Anderson and original guitarist James LaRue. Yep. Limited edition, orange, black, 400 units, gatefold LP, download card included. Could care less about download cards. Really. I might as well show you the vinyl on this one because it is actually pretty cool. I'm not like you all know, I say it all the time, I'm not a huge fan of colored vinyl. I don't dislike it. Sometimes the vinyl is just so cool. It's, you know, like that. That's really cool looking. And sometimes albums just work perfectly. You know, it just goes with the whole theme of an album. That's what I always try to do when I put out an album with rock. We always try to pick out, you know, something that actually goes with the theme of the whole album. In some cases, that's not the case. You know, it's just they're just putting out 5 different kinds of vinyl, hoping that people will buy 5 different versions of the same album. Regardless, that's pretty cool. I did a VCLT video not too long ago from Bruno Ender Lee, and he sent his own project, and I hadn't heard it yet. Actually, this is a letter he sent me right there. And this is, he calls it space music. Is it what it says here? Some space music. So not space rock, space music. Kind of ethereal, kind of atmospheric sounding music. Something to listen to late at night when you want to relax, kind of thing. It's you know, a lot of sounds, and it's very loose melody, I want to say. I don't know. I have a hard time explaining it because I'm not really big on ambient music. More of a, you know, hard rock, heavy metal fan, and I love a lot of prog rock. But I really enjoyed this record. It just, like I said, it was very relaxing. Kind of a background sound, you know. I put it on late at night when I was working, and it was just really good. Bruno Ender Lee, Hope Beyond Menace. I don't see if there's a year on here. 2012 when this was released. So yeah, that's just one I've been spinning recently. I showed the first Heir Apparent recently, so of course I had to pull out the second Heir Apparent and give it a spin. One Small Voice, fantastic US heavy metal. And I can't remember this band's from. I think they're from Washington. And this was actually released in 1989. This is kind of the style you wish Queensryche would have gone into. A bit heavier than, you know, a lot of the late 80s Queensryche albums were, but it's got that kind of edge to it. You know, it's I know a lot of people compare them to Queensryche, but they're not a Queensryche clone. They have their own sound, and they're definitely more metal than Queensryche ever were. So, very cool album, Heir Apparent, their second album. This is actually a promo copy with the little cutout hole in there, but otherwise, it's, you know, the record's in pretty much mint condition. Unfortunately, it's got a couple bends, but it's what it is. What it is. It's old. It's crusty. It's mine. So there you go. I don't think I've ever shown this one before. I think it's sat behind me, but I've never actually shown it in the video. This is the brand new album from Stryper, Goddamn Evil, and a lot of people, I think it's a brilliant title, first of all. You know, okay, some people say it's stupid. A lot of people were offended by it. Walmart stores wouldn't carry it because of the title, because people assume it's a cuss, you know, or it's using God's name in vain. But it's not if you're using it in context, and what you have here is God damning evil, or God hates evil. That's what it's all about. And if you listen to the song, Goddamn Evil, it's very clear what the song is about. Goddamn evil, goddamn it all, God save the people, save them all, something like that. Yeah, so, I mean, it's just a great album. And I think I'm having a hard time saying I like it better than the last two, because I really thought those were fantastic. But I'm finding myself liking this one more and more. I really thought the song Take It to the Cross was a bit of a sore thumb on the album, and I like the song overall, but the chorus was just so bizarre and different, almost like a thrash metal thing just thrown in there for, like, I don't know, it's like you're listening and it's just your typical, you know, chugging Stryper riff, you know, that overdriven guitar sound, then all of a sudden it's high pitched vocals and just this really fast thrash almost rhythm behind Michael Sweet screaming at the top of his lungs, "Take it to the cross, take it to the cross, take it to the..." It's just, it's very bizarre, but I've grown to like it. So I think Sorry is just a fantastic song. And the album ends with another really fast, speedy song called The Devil Doesn't Live Here. It's a very good record. Really happy with this one. I'm sure this one's going to make it in my top 20 for this year. At first I wasn't sure because, that, like I said, that one song threw me for a loop a little bit, but it is a very good album. Take It to the Cross, Stryper, 2018. This is on Frontier Records. This is a, let's see, where is this one printed at? I think this is actually a European pressing. I pre-ordered this on Amazon, so there you go. The first Heir Apparent. Grateful Inheritance. This is the 30th anniversary reissue, different cover. This is actually a very limited pressing. There's only 500 pressed. I have number 187, just melodic heavy metal, like I said, with very smooth, angelic style vocals, or majestic, maybe a better word to describe the vocals. Great album. I love this band, so I'd love to get an original pressing of this. I got it on my want list, so, but for now, that one's just fine. This next couple blew me away. This is from the, this was actually some VCLT that I didn't show in the video, for Headbanging Zulu UK. So yeah, check his channel out. I don't miss any of his videos. If you go back and check out the Headbanging Zulu UK and check out his videos, you'll see a comment from me on every single one of them. Love his accent. I love his dry sense of humor, and he's just a cool guy. And we do a lot of trading back and forth. As a matter of fact, I'm working on a package for him now. So, but he found this. Whenever he finds anything unusual from Aerosmith, he sends me a text, Facebook Messenger. Hey man, you need this? And he found this, and I thought this was awesome. So this is not only a new addition to the collection, but I did actually just recently play this album all the way through again. This is Aerosmith Rocks. This is a 1998 test pressing of the Rocks album from the Simply Vinyl label. And you can see they actually kept the original sleeve inside. It's got a handwritten SVLP00665 is the catalog number on this one. So I looked it up, and sure enough, that's what it is. It is a test pressing for a 1998 release of Rocks. So I've never owned an Aerosmith test pressing before, so I thought that was really, really cool. And just awesome that he thought of me and picked this up for me. And didn't keep it for himself. I mean, I can't say that I would be able to do that for him, because if I'm an Aerosmith fanatic and I would want to keep it for myself. So, but yeah, that's just awesome. So that is something I played recently. He also sent this one, so I did give it a spin. This is the Dude Looks Like a Lady 12-inch. What's cool about this one, this is actually a European version. I do have a copy of this that's a US version. Actually a couple different versions of this one, but I don't have this particular version. There's a song on here called Once Is Enough, and it is a country song. Old school country, not country pop. And it's actually, I've always liked it. It's got a very hooky chorus, and the song was written by Richie Supa. And you might recognize the name Richie Supa because he's written with Aerosmith on a lot of big songs. Pink was one of his songs. Chip Away at the Stone was one of his sons. Trying to think of what other. He wrote several songs with Aerosmith. Chip Away at the Stone was it Humble Pie who also did a cover of that song. What other Richie Supa songs did they do? I'm thinking of Jailbait, but that's not right. Lightning Strikes, that was one off of the Rock and Hard Place album. Anyhow, cool song, and it's only available on this single. It's never been released on anything else, so awesome to have. And he sent me this Mama's Boy Needle in the Groove UK 12-inch, as well as this Mama's Boy's Waiting for a Miracle 12-inch. I usually try and pick off the stickers for the price, but I don't know, I just kind of thought it was cool that it had a pound sticker on it, as opposed to an American dollars thing. So anyhow, this was a later day thing. This is more of an AOR style for them, whereas this is more of the their early Irish heavy metal sound. And of course, that got me into a mood to listen to some Mama's Boys. So I pulled out Plug It In and gave the whole thing a spin. And frankly, I think this album is fantastic. They weren't from Britain or the UK. They were from Ireland, so they aren't really part of the new wave of British heavy metal, but they were around at that time. They had that sound. A little bit different though, because you have a little bit of violins here and there. You got the Professor on lead guitar and acoustic fiddle and voice box. So it's not like every song has a fiddle in it, but there are a few songs with fiddle in it. And yeah, I like especially the early Mama's Boy stuff. And this is a Plug It In on the I'll Be On label from 1982. Final one I'm going to show for this edition. This is Castle Donington. I actually picked this one up for a friend, and I decided to give it another spin. Well, first of all, to make sure it sounded okay before I sent it off, and second of all, it's just a fantastic compilation. It is all live tracks from that Castle Donington show in 1980. So it features 2 songs from Rainbow, both of them pretty long songs. So you get Stargazer and All Night Long. Interesting hearing Stargazer with Graham Bonnet on vocals. Then you get Love You Sunday Morning, Another Piece of Meat by the Scorpions, Backs to the Wall by Saxon. Because Saxon were, you know, a fairly new band in 1980. Their first album came out in 79, so I Like to Rock live, April Wine, and I love April Wine. I know you guys see me show them before, but man, they stick out like a sore thumb on this album because the rest of these bands have that kind of, you know, European heavy metal, early 80s heavy metal sound, and April Wine just sound different. They're still good, they're still heavy, they sound good, but it's just very different. You got Don't You Know What I Love, Don't You Know What Love Is by Touch, and finally you get US heavy metal from Riot, Road Racing. So yeah, it's just a classic compilation. Very glad to have this. So great listen. I think I listened to it twice. Listened to it once in the morning, came home that night, and it was still on the turntable, so I put it on again. So there you go. Anyhow, what's spinning on my turntable for the last week or so. There you have it. Thanks for watching. God bless. Stay strong.